In this week's Jaunts with John T, Nat and I will put together a cedar planter which we will be using as an herb garden, and Nat will also give some planting tips. Howdy, and welcome to Jaunts with John T. I am John T, and this is Nat. And this week, we are doing another project video. Yay! Yay! What we are doing is we're going to be putting together this cedar planter that we got from a company called Cedar Planters Incorporated. Incredibly original name. Anyway, we're going to put that planter together, and then the planter is going to go out on our deck, and then it's going to have plants put into it. And that is really Nat's purview, is putting the plants into it. I'm assuming we won't be putting the plants in today, but I will, once we do put the plants, or once Nat puts the plants in, I will put up a TikTok that shows the final product. So be sure to subscribe to Jaunts with John T on TikTok so that you'll see that. Then you'll be able to see the final product. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the box and put it on the floor, and we'll open the box, and we put a little blanket down on the floor to kind of protect the floor. And yeah, so we'll get to that now and take it from there. Unsurprisingly, this is basically a box of cedar planks, and I assume somewhere in here there are some instructions. So we'll start taking everything out of the box and laying it on the floor, and at some point, presumably, we will find instructions. Here are I assume this is all the hardware and everything. Got a bunch of looks like screws and stuff. Some more screws and stuff. Doesn't look like it has any tools. Oh wait, what's this? Ah, look at that.
Tiny wrench.
A little tiny wrench. There you go. And oh, the assembly instructions are online, so we'll have to go to that. The instructions here and check it out. Okay, as you probably saw, the instructions come in the form of a video, which personally I would prefer just printed instructions. If somebody from Cedar Planters is watching this, that's my suggestion. Video is fine. Some people prefer video. Personally, I would prefer written instructions. But it looks like it's pretty straightforward, so we'll just get started, and if I see anything that makes me wonder what's going on, then I'll refer back to the video. Okay, so basically it comes with a couple of these smaller pieces here, two small pieces, which I guess are the end pieces, and a bunch of these cedar planks, which smell incredibly good, I might add. And then a couple of these longer pieces as well, which I guess would be sides. I guess these are probably the sides, and then and then this one here, I assume is the bottom. Oh, there's only one.
No, so
it's got two.
These are the long
Oh, I
sides,
see.
short
Yeah.
sides, and then the planks.
Some of the planks go on the bottom. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, and then these are the legs here. So the box we're actually not going to throw away. Nat uses these boxes in her business to do what's called sheet mulching. So what is sheet mulching exactly, Nat?
Sheet mulching is a really good way to get rid of big patches of weeds, or if you want to kill your lawn, which I'm a huge advocate for, and replace it with things that are a little bit more beneficial to the ecosystem than just grass. So you lay down a thick layer of cardboard throughout the whole area that you want to suppress whatever is under the cardboard. You can also use newspaper, but cardboard is better because it's thicker. And then you layer on top either mulch, like wood chips, or soil, usually at least 2 inches. You can do up to 6 inches, a foot. It can be pretty thick, and it suppresses the weeds, and eventually the cardboard and the wood chips decompose and feed the soil, and then you can plant on top of that.
Now, you may have guessed that this is actually Nat's business. Her flower bud gardening, as you can see from her sweatshirt, is Nat's business. So, and you specialize in like permaculture and...
Yep, a lot of native plants, Oregon native plants, edible planting, which is what we're going to be doing in this planter, drought tolerant, just more kind of ecosystem focused than just your typical ornamental gardening.
Okay. And I will be putting a link to Nat's website for flower bud gardening in the description below. So if you live in basically anywhere near southern Portland, Tigard, Lake Oswego.
I work in all of Portland.
All Portland.
Sometimes Vancouver if it's a big job.
Yeah. So you should check it out. Their link will be in the description below. All right, so these we got these two done. One little note here that was kind of interesting is it feels like the bolts are never completely tight, and it's because this wood is so soft that they just keep digging into the wood. So you can keep on screwing them in all you want, and they never really get completely tight, but they look good. So I'm switching to a socket wrench, which I think is going to be a heck of a lot easier. Still recording. So as you can see, the bolt, it's a very tight fit here, and the second set of bolts, which were here on this side, the long side, were difficult to get to, and I tried using a socket wrench instead of the wrench that it came with, and on some of them it worked okay, but on some of them you just couldn't get the wrench in there properly to tighten them, so it's a bit of a pain. All right, so we're gonna, the box is now assembled, and now the last step is to just put these little planks in the bottom, but we're gonna take it outside first. Okay, we got it in place, and now we're going to do the final step of putting the planks in the bottom. comes with this fabric garden liner, which goes inside,
So the soil doesn't fall out.
so the soil doesn't fall out.
Sticks, branches at the bottom just to make it a little bit less heavy, so it's not just soil. 'Cause we
Right.
want to make sure to not put too much weight on this deck.
Right.
So I'm gonna put some branches under, and that also helps with drainage. And it's not just a thick layer of soil. The water can flow out from the bottom.
Cool. We actually decided to move the position and put it over here. And Nat is now going to put some, like she said earlier, she's going to put some sticks in and some dirt and get it all filled up. Okay, so these sticks are going in here?
Yes. So I just
So-
collected these branches from around the yard. I'm gonna put them in the bottom
Right.
to make it a little bit lighter and give more drainage so the water doesn't get trapped.
And then for the soil, you're using this raised bed soil
Raised bed
here.
soil, and I'm gonna add some of this perlite.
Perlite, which is,
Super light.
that's like a, show it on my hand here. This stuff it actually looks like a lot heavier than it is. Has almost no weight to it at all. And so you mix the perlite gets mixed in with the soil.
Yep.
Okay, cool, gotcha. And the dog does not go in.
She's just the branch manager.
she is the branch manager. She's the Michael Scott of the household.
Assistant to the manager.
I say, okay, so we got all these sticks and branches in here, which, like Nat said, is going to help with drainage and all that. So cool. So next we put in the soil.
You want to be careful when using perlite because it's really dusty. You can see it's a little better outside, but if you're doing it inside, like with houseplants, you might want to wear a mask.
Oh, interesting. Thanks. Good to know. Not that I'll ever do it.
Ooh, look at that good mycelium.
Okay.
Good fungus. This is why my fingernails are always dirty.
Okay, so now you're going to transfer these plants into it?
Yeah, so I've been growing some random things in pots up here for a while, and I'm going to put some of them into the planter box so it's a little more cohesive and not just a bunch of random pots. I've got some calendula here, which is an edible medicinal flower. Feverfew, also medicinal flower in the daisy family, very cute. This is Mizuna, which I let flower so I can collect the seeds. It's a really good spicy mustard green. And some sorrel. These are different kinds of sorrel.
What's that called again?
Sorrel?
Sorrel.
Yeah. And actually a little bit of mint in here too that I will put in there because if you put mint in the ground here, it will just spread everywhere. So it's better to keep it in pots. So I've got my calendula starts, my sorrel, a couple different kinds of sorrel, calendula, my mizuna, and I decided against the feverfew because there's only so much space in here, and I still want to have space to put in some things that I've been sowing from seed: basil, thyme, and spinach. Maybe nasturtiums, we'll see. They kind of trail, so they could go on the edge and kind of cascade over, which is a really nice look. But it's easy to just cram too many plants into too small of a space, so I'm trying to restrain myself. One tip that I have for all the gardeners out there is I've gotten a bunch of these wire basket things that people make hanging baskets out of, and I use these to cover the areas where I plant seeds so that the birds don't get to them. We have bird feeders, we give them lots of other seeds, but I just don't want them to eat my basil and spinach seeds, so I'll put some seeds in the empty spots, and then I'll put these over. Usually when they're kind of wider like that, I'll layer 2 on top so the little birds can't get in. So it keeps my seeds protected.
Okay, well, that's going to do it for this week. I hope you liked the video. We liked putting together our little planter here. And if you did like it, be sure to hit the like button. That really does help us out. Now, here at Jaunts with John T, we go on jaunts around the world, around the country, around the state, around the city, and sometimes just around the house or around the deck. And if that sounds like fun to you, please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because that way you will be notified of future videos. That's going to do it for now. I am John. This is Nat. And until I can figure out a better sign off, thanks for watching.